What's going on, everybody? Just your boy Lou here, checking in with you, coming to you for Wire to Wire today. Of course, you know I'm normally joined by my boy Josh, but unfortunately, he had some things to handle this evening. But unfortunately, he had some things to handle. So I'm here, of course. I'm gonna have my boy Bryson join me in a minute. We're gonna talk NBA Finals this evening. So I'm here, of course. We're gonna talk some of the free plays from the Winter Wire free playlist on Book It. And I'm gonna throw a late night soccer pick at you. We got Argentina versus Colombia this evening as I sit here and watch Italy and Spain in extra time. Italy, you were supposed to hold the line, not give up the equalizer. But we're on Italy to advance today. So as long as they win this in extra time or PKs, we're all good, right? But first and foremost, diving into my favorite sport as I bring my boy Bryson in over here. Bryson, what's going on, my boy? You should probably unmute yourself. That'll help.
I'm making the mistake of 2020, which is speaking into a muted mic.
Nah, it's all good, man. How
But
you
thanks
doing
for
today,
having
bro?
me, man.
I'm glad to have you, bro.
I'm doing really well.
I'm excited. The
Thank
NBA
you.
Finals is finally here. The NBA Finals is finally here. Matter of fact, before I even touch on the NBA Finals, I just want to recap yesterday in sports because it was super wild and crazy, and I had never seen so many underdogs win a goddamn game in my life. The underdogs yesterday went 9-2 in Major League Baseball. The underdog from the NHL won, and the underdog from the WNBA won. So Vegas pretty much had themselves a day yesterday. Shouts out, thoughts and prayers to everybody who bet the favorites because they got their asses smashed yesterday. So I just want to start off with that and recap how crazy of a day it was in sports yesterday. We all sat back and watched a lot of solid plays that looked solid from this jump just crash and burn throughout the day. So I guess it was a 4th of July hangover, or it was just people having to play on the 4th of July feeling like they didn't want to be at work. The favorites all just felt like they didn't want to be bothered with work and business yesterday. So a lot of tough L's were taken. But today we got the NBA Finals and we got some new action. So we're going to talk about and dive in all of that. Starting with the NBA Finals Game 1. Like I said, I'm excited. I said before the playoffs started that I needed to see something from CP3, and he's here now. He's in the finals. So I'm excited about that. I'm happy that he finally made it to the finals. And I called it. If you watched my show Lou's Live Locks last week, I said Chris Paul was gonna have a game. I told you the spirit of Kobe was gonna be in Devin Booker. I told you that the Clippers have been here too many times before, and not to put your faith in the Los Angeles Clippers. Why would you put your faith in little brother? It never works out. You see the Lakers made the finals, Lakers won the finals. Like I said last week, the only Laker we acknowledge here, that man right there. We don't play that Clippers shit. The Clippers are despicable. They'll remain despicable until they move the fuck out the Staples Center. That's my thought. Until the Clippers have their own house, they'll never be shit. They'll always live in the Lakers' shadow, and they'll always fall short of their goal. Like, they need to move to Seattle, bro. I guarantee you, if the Clippers move to Seattle, they will win a title. I bet you any amount of money that if they exercise the Lakers demon and move out of Staples Center, that things will probably go so much better for the Clippers. But as long as they remain in Staples, they're going to be little brother and they'll never succeed. But here tonight, we have CP3 versus the Giannis-less Bucks. And the Bucks, without Giannis, were able to sneak past the Hawks. The Hawks defense was Swiss cheese. with no, I don't even know. Trae Young don't even play defense like that. So I'm not even sure what it was that caused the Hawks to falter the way that they did, but it was like they completely forgot how to play defense for those last two games, and they let the Bucks have whatever they wanted. They made Chris Middleton look like a superstar, and they had to pay the price for it. I really can't. I don't know how to, like, the Hawks came a long way, so maybe it was just they ran out of gas in the long run. But I don't feel like the Giannis-less Bucks are that difficult of a team. Like the Hawks, once again, I see my boy Jeremy over here in the comments. I see you, bro. Once again, the Hawks 100% earn my respect. Like, if anything, I would have rather have seen the Hawks come out of that series, because I really don't. I can't stand Giannis first. But I have to be 100% honest when I say I cannot stand Giannis Antetokounmpo, Mr. Shoot from 5 feet. Him and Ben Simmons are the same guy. I don't care what anybody says. Him and Ben Simmons are the same guy. Until one of them learns how to shoot consistently, they're the same guy, bro. They are the exact same guy. You can't hit free throws. You really can't hit a jump shot. Your best move is a layup. That's your go-to move. Kobe had the fadeaway. Mike had the fadeaway. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had the sky hook. Steph Curry shoots threes. Giannis makes layups. Ben Simmons makes layups. Like, I'm not enamored with Giannis, and I'm not enamored with Chris Middleton either. I don't care what he did to the Atlanta Hawks. The Phoenix Suns are the 7th best defensive rated team in the NBA. And I guarantee you they will not play defense on Chris Middleton the way the Hawks play defense on Chris Middleton. They will not play defense on Drew Holiday the way they play defense. The Hawks play defense on Drew Holiday. And they will not be letting goddamn Brook Lopez roll down the middle of a fucking lane like he's a bowling ball. That's not going to happen. DeAndre Ayton's not having it. We're going to see some Dario Saric. We're going to stretch the floor. Ayton is going to hold strong in the paint. And the Suns are going to win this game tonight. Now, for me, I'm leaning Suns -4, under 223. Suns -4. My projected score final is Suns 111, Bucks 106. The Suns have not given up more than 109 points more than 3 times this postseason. They played 16 games. 13 of those 16 games, the opponent has scored 108 or less points. You can't go over if you're not scoring. Yes, indeed. Suns under 223. I pushed it a little bit. It's at 219 right now. We're going to give it some room to breathe. I got under 223 at -150 on my book. So I'm running that. Suns Bucks under 223, -150. I had Suns -4 on the spread, -143. Like I said, projected score 111, 106. I see either Devin Booker or Chris Paul having a game. DeAndre Ayton is going to do his thing. You know, he's a double-double machine. Like I said, I told you the Suns are the 7th best defensive rated team at home, and I believe they've only lost once at home, and that was to the Lakers. So I don't see the Bucks coming in with no Giannis off a longer series on the road. I don't see it happening tonight. Also, just so you know, in the last 16 finals game openers, the home team is 15-1. So it's gonna be tough for the Bucks this evening. I don't believe this. I see UAP over there saying that you feel like the Suns are gonna make a run for 120-130, but the Bucks are not a pushover defensively either. Like Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton play defense. Brook Lopez will play some defense. You know, PJ Tucker hacking ass gonna play some defense, whatever, if that's what you want to call it. He'll be out there, and the Bucks they're not gonna roll over. Suns in 6. I want to go gentleman sweep and say Suns in 5, but Giannis will be back by game. By the time they get back to Milwaukee, I guarantee you Giannis will be ready. This says game time decision for the night. I don't believe he will be ready to play tonight because hyperextended anything knee or leg related when you have to jump a lot is just it's not a good time, bro. I told you guys this last series with the Hawks and Sixers series, and I told you about Bogdanovich. He started to look better against the Bucks. But you see, it took him like 5-6 games before he was back to where he looked like he was normal. I think he had 30 in game 6 or either game 5 or game 6, he had 30. But Bogdanovich had a leg injury and he didn't look the same. So I don't expect, if Giannis does play tonight, I don't expect Giannis to look the same. Like he's gonna be a shell of himself. He'll be maybe a decoy. He probably if he plays tonight and they give us a line for points, I'm playing his under. He's not scoring tonight. That's not gonna be his groove. They're gonna want him to play some defense. They're gonna want him to draw people off the ball, draw people off Chris Middleton, draw people off Drew Holiday, and just he gonna be a pawn tonight. He won't be a bishop, he won't be a knight, he won't be a king, he won't be any of that. He'll be a pawn. He will be relegated to a bench player pretty much. Is that what you want to see from Giannis in the playoffs? You want to see role player Giannis? No, I want to see Giannis at his best. So I suggest and I believe that he won't play tonight, and it's in his best interest to just wait until they get back to Milwaukee. Because how crazy would it be? Like, like if they hold off on playing Giannis when they come back for game, especially if it's tied and they go back to Milwaukee and then he comes back for game 3, that's electric right there. So I say the Bucks should hold him out, but the risk of holding him out is going back home in an 0-2 hole. So we'll see. Right now, I still have him as game time decision. I don't think he will play. Even if he does play, I still have the Suns winning this game. Like I said, projected score 111-106. What are your thoughts, B?
When I'm back there, and I love that thought of sitting Giannis to start the series. I mean,
that's 7 games, man. Anything can happen.
They have when that advance. So I think being a guy that had multiple knee injuries and not so much, but you're always going to feel this tissue, it's like mush, just in your knee with injuries like he did. So I wouldn't even risk it. I would definitely do what you said, hold him out, and see what you could do until you get back to Milwaukee. You know what type of team the Phoenix Suns are. You know the type of play Chris Paul. So why not go into it? Just find out, okay, this is what we look like with campaign starting against Chris Paul. This is what we look like, not without the Giannis game plan. And then you can come back and he can be an X factor with, at least 4 days of extra rest between those 2 games. I'm not sure what the exact schedule is. But I definitely agree with you.
I think they still doing data because the Olympics is coming, bro. So they doing the 1 day thing, bro. You got a day of rest. We got to push this along. I agree, AP. I would not start him if he does play tonight. I would try to bring him off the bench, maybe limit him to 15, 20 minutes, see how he looks. If he looks good, then ramp it up. It's really like a hyperextended knee is really hard to tell until you start running on it, jumping on it, and moving around on it to see how good or bad it feels, how comfortable you feel putting all of your weight onto it. Because it was his left knee at that. Like it wasn't his right knee. It was his jumping leg that he hyperextended. So that's why for me, I was super concerned. Like, hey man, you gotta be careful. So, like I said, he said he's game time decision tonight. We'll see how he plays. I'm really interested to see how Devin Booker looks because since he broke his nose, he has not been right. So, really interested to see how he comes out and hoping he comes out on fire. Most players typically tend to play better at home. than they do on the road. So with the home crowd behind him in the NBA Finals, I expect, once again, like I said last time, this man right here, bless that man. He blessed that man, Devin Booker, before he passed away. He blessed him. He gave him his blessing. So now we on the big stage, Devin Booker. Book the Cook. It's time for you to show up, bro. Now I understand that Chris Paul is the man and he got you here. 100%. I understand that. But what I do also know is that Devin Booker is the best offensive player on the Phoenix Suns. So I expect him to show up and I expect him to come through. I said CP3 was going to give us a performance in LA. He came through. Tonight, I expect DeAndre Ayton to be abusive in the paint. I expect Monty Williams to give them heavy doses of that because DeAndre Ayton abuses Brook Lopez when they play. Like, the numbers heavily favor DeAndre Ayton. I would say DeAndre Ayton over, if what's his points, rebounds, assists, if it's somewhere around 20, I believe it's at 26 and a half, 27 and a half, maybe 28 and a half. I will go over 28 and a half because I feel like he's going to have like a 18 and 14 kind of game because Brook Lopez is old and slow. DeAndre Ayton is what Brook Lopez was when he first came into the league right now. Booker over 40, AP? I don't know about that. I mean, he did go over 40 in game 1 of the conference finals. But he hasn't been, like I said, man, he hasn't been right since he broke his nose, bro. So I don't know if Book can give us 40 in this game tonight. I would love to see it though. Trust me. As far as that goes, if he's giving us 40, that either means the Suns are on fire or that he having to will the Suns to victory because they losing to the Bucks in game 1 at home, and I don't want to see that. But I like DeAndre Ayton's over on points, rebounds, assists. I like DeAndre Ayton's over on points that itself. It's at 16 and a half for plus 100. That's even money. I believe he's going to give us a good game tonight. He might give us a 20 and 12 night, which once again clears the 28 and a half over under that he set at. You see him dropping 35, Jay? Man, I hope so. Like I said, I would love to book the Cook. Book the Cook. Oh, for finals MVP, it's either CP3 or Book the Cook, bro. It's either CP3 or Book the Cook. Them the only two. First of all, I'm not behind the Bucks winning this. Even with a healthy Giannis, I still would not be behind the Bucks. At this point, my boy CP3 got to bring this home. I wouldn't be on the Bucks if Giannis was 100%. I can be 100% honest with you and say that. I would not. I would say, yeah, it's going to go 7. But I would not say that I was on the Bucks to win this series. It would go 7 and the Suns would win in 7. I believe DeAndre Ayton will have a game. I believe Devin Booker will have a game. The Suns are at home. The crowd behind them is electric. And once they get going, like the thing that I've noticed about a lot of teams at home is once they start hitting buckets and knocking down shots, it's really hard to stop them. Like, it's really tough to stop. You saw with the Bucks those last couple of games where they were at home, and it happened on the road for them too. It happens with the Hawks when they're at home, they get to knocking down shots. Like, and the Suns have been one of those teams where it's like once the ball starts roll, like a rolling stone gathers no moss, and once they stone starts rolling, it's taking everything out. So, I'm just sitting here.
Let me ask you this. Can I ask you a question real quick?
What's up, man?
So, forgive me for the connection issues, but do you think are you a proponent for like a team to have a culture beyond just who the coach is? So, for example, do you believe that the Suns' culture is still kind of that fast pace?
It seems that way, but Chris Paul is old, so he don't be trying to run a whole bunch. And you could tell in those games that the Clippers won in the last series, like Chris Paul was playing slow, like he was really slowing the game down. He was allowing the Clippers to set their defense, and it was costing them possessions because he was playing the game so slow. You see in that last game, he picked it up, he moved fast. Like he wasn't even giving them 10 seconds worth of shot clock to set their defense up. Like he was coming down and just popping on them, bro. Like their offense was flowing. Whatever shot he saw, it like at the end, like that fourth quarter, whatever shot CP3 saw, he was taking. Like it wasn't even a hesitation at that point. And that's how the Suns normally play, and that's how they need to play in order to be successful. So it'll definitely be interesting to see.
I think it's so key that you said that he didn't give them that time to set up the defense, because you got to realize every game now is the last game. You know, it's not, especially now, you know, it's not leisure time to let it, you know, if you feel like you have it, this is that ultimate. And I was listening to somebody say this the other day, but this should be like the ultimate pickup game where you just have guys that, you know, that can shoot the ball on both sides. You know, I'm not a Bucks guy, but the Bucks have some scorers. I won't say playmakers. They have scorers. And I look at like guys like Pat Connaughton and the other gentleman who I'm drawing a blank on.
Brent Forbes.
Not Forbes, but he looks like Connaughton. DiVincenzo.
Oh, Dante DiVincenzo is hurt, bro. He out for season. He been out.
Oh my god.
Been out since the first round, bro. He hurt his foot.
He playing too much 2K. Because I ain't gonna lie, the Bucks are my team in 2K. I just gotta put that out there. So.
Oh man. Oh, you chose the Bucks. That's another thing. I'm on Dallas, but it's another topic for another day. I'm a Dallas guy. I love Dallas.
But I just started using them, and I was like, oh, this is kind of convenient. You know, I can put Giannis at the center, and he can still be just as effective.
He could be super effective if he just played the 5, bro. He's not. I don't know why they try to charge it, like lock him up as a wing, bro. You a 5, bro. You highly effective from 5 feet. You a 5, bro. He's not even a point forward or a power forward. Giannis a center that try to shoot threes terribly.
Yeah. Giannis is an extremely athletic center who can handle the ball
a little bit.
And
you don't do that well.
But I mean, I put him in this. He's a little longer than LeBron, and I don't look at LeBron as the best ball handler. He just a freight train.
He's a freight train.
Yeah.
He just come through you, bro. Like I'm gonna put the ball on the floor 2 times, and I'm gonna be in your chest, and you're gonna either move, you're gonna fall, and I'm gonna get this bucket. And that's why it was like LeBron in Miami was so crazy, because he was like 275. He's like 270 or something like that. And he was just running through everybody. Like he was just coming down court full head of steam every time. Like I'm gonna just get to the bucket, and it was wild. Fun times. But
real quick,
tonight.
Real quick, while we were talking about LeBron, I found it interesting that these are the 2 teams. I don't know if I always saw the Bucks coming out, but I liked Phoenix, and I had a feeling that if LeBron wasn't there, the Suns definitely had a chance.
I had a feeling that the Suns were going to be good. I didn't think that the Suns were going to be that good though. I didn't think they were going to be number 2 in the West good. Like I was like, they'll probably get like a top 5 seed or something. I was like, they're not going to be a basement team. Chris Paul not going to have them in the basement. But I definitely didn't believe that the Suns would be in the champion in the finals, let alone the conference finals. I was not buying that shit. Off top. I was not buying it. I was like, okay, CP3, I can see where you're going with this. This is nice. I'm not bothered by it. But let's see what you got. I couldn't buy in off top because I was like, the West is tough. The West is really tough. And it was tough. Like you saw the Jazz looked great all year. The Lakers looked good to start, but they caught the injury bug. The Dallas Mavericks always look good until Kristaps Porzingis disappears. Then you had, of course, the Clippers. Clippers were hurt. The Clippers didn't have Serge Ibaka. Like they were missing pieces. So they didn't have Kawhi. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell was not 100%. They were missing Mike Conley. So the West, as things progressed in the Western Conference, it just kind of opened up more and more. And the Suns, as the healthy team, with all of their pieces, with CP3, with Devin Booker, with DeAndre Ayton, like they've just seized the opportunity here. And I believe they're going to continue to do that. Like it's hard to it's hard to imagine or hard to see them. Like I said, in game ones, home team 15-1 in the last 16 NBA Finals openers.
That's crazy.
So I believe that one. I'm trying to think of where that one was at. Who was that one?
It could
in
have
the
been,
last 16 years that lost a home opener in the NBA Finals.
That is a great trivia question.
It's an interesting point. I was digging through today, as I was lining things up earlier, I came across some great Bucks nuggets. Like the Bucks haven't won the finals since 71. They haven't been in the finals since 74, bro. In 74, their head coach was 4 going on 5 years old. Don Nelson, they played the Celtics in the finals. Don Nelson was playing for the Celtics. Steven Silas, the coach of the Rockets right now, his dad was on the Celtics. Paul Silas was on the Celtics. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won his 3rd NBA MVP. Bob McAdoo led the league in scoring. Chris Paul wasn't born yet. He was 11 years out. Giannis, he was like 30 years out or something like that. It's been a long time for the Bucks. So I'm sure Milwaukee
Oscar Robertson was probably still on his way.
Big O was still on the roster, boy. Big O was still on the roster with KAJ. He was him and Big Oscar and KAJ was the reason the Bucks were relevant in the 70s. They won it in 71. They went back in 74. They were banging head to head with the Celtics for a bit in the 70s. It was the Bucks and the Celtics. They were a Western Conference team then too. And they beat Chicago to advance to the finals in 74.
And you know what's weird? You never really hear about the Bucks as far as being a juggernaut.
Juggernaut or like a powerhouse for basketball in the NBA. But when you go dig through the annals of NBA history, the Bucks were the shit at one point, man.
Yes.
So it's come full circle for them. And it's crazy that they have a guy that's built similarly to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Giannis, but he's hurt right now. So if Giannis was 100%, I'm sure he would come out and strut his stuff tonight. But with no Giannis, I just feel like the Suns have got this one in the bag. And then we'll go from there. Like, I don't like a lot of people like to say Mike Budenholzer doesn't adjust, but you can't say he doesn't adjust because look at how they just stormed the Hawks after they lost Giannis. So y'all can't say that you can't pitch that Mike Budenholzer can't make adjustments nonsense now because he just made adjustments in the conference finals that got him over the hump. So I don't want to hear Mike Budenholzer can't coach. I don't want to hear Mike Budenholzer can't make adjustments because he definitely adjusted his offense and he definitely adjusted his team's approach in enough of a way to win 2 more games and escape the Hawks and make the NBA Finals. He exercised the Mike Budenholzer and Giannis can't make the NBA Finals demons because we've been here several times before and they weren't able to get over the hump. So Mike Budenholzer made his adjustments, and I believe after game 1 with no Giannis, then he'll be able to properly dictate how he wants the Bucks to attack Phoenix. But right now, having not seen Phoenix without Giannis, I don't think he has a game plan. I think he's just hoping that Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday do what they did versus the Hawks. And I don't see that happening versus a much better defensive team. Like the Suns are much more defensively sound. So I feel like they're just going to hold it down tonight at home and they're going to lock in on this victory. So,
and you know, Armand, I was one of the people that I was like, man, I wonder if all the bets are going to jump to Atlanta since Giannis had got injured. Were you able to look at any of that? Did you see how Vegas, was there any drastic changes?
Once he went down, it became a free for all. Once Trey went down, it leaned way more towards Milwaukee with no Trey. But once Giannis went down, I feel like there were quite a few people that were like, the Hawks can win this. And there was a lot of people that were on the Hawks to start. Like a lot of people felt like the Hawks can win to begin with.
Yeah.
So I felt like they could pull it off. I was behind them. Like I was like Trae Young about to have his AI moment and take these dudes to the finals, and then he got hurt. So that upset me a little bit. But yeah, man, I wanted the Hawks to win, but I just did not expect Chris Middleton to step up the way that he did, bro. He really stepped up. like
Yeah, I
hard,
didn't either.
like super hard. And
either.
we had talked about him a few games before, and he snapped. In that night that we talked about him, me and a guy that was in our Discord, Shaheen, was talking about him, and Shaheen was defending him. Actually, he's like, "Yeah, man, like he's good. You know, you don't have to, you stop beating him up. He's not a bad player." And I was like, "I don't believe he's a bad player. I just have high expectations for him because he's supposed to be the second best player on the team. And prior to the conference finals, he hadn't been playing like the second best player on the team. So I'm glad he finally showed up. I'm glad he finally did his thing, man, because that's been what the expectation is for Chris Middleton for a while now, and he hasn't played to that expectation. So he's here now, and now he gets a chance without Giannis to show us if he's really that guy. Ooh, that was a nasty goal by Italy. I hear you over here. I see y'all in my comments over here talking about Italy. That goal was nasty. Italy with the first goal in PKs. We are on Italy to advance here. So that's good news right there. Even though we didn't get the win in regulation like we wanted, but we're up 1-0 on PKs right now. As we move on, as I got you here, my boy, moving on over here, we're gonna talk some baseball because you are a Chicago guy. So of course you're Southside, you're Sox fan. You see the hat here. We got the Sox playing today. This is one of the free picks from the Winter Wire free playlist on Book It. Make sure you go check out Book It. Make sure you go follow Winter Wire Maddie, and myself, Winter Wire Lou. You see the name down here in the comments. Here it is right here. There it is right there. Boom. Okay, so we got the White Sox today. You know I'm a Sox fan. Sox wave all day. We running the AL Central right now. And of course, we got an AL Central team lined up. We got Carlos Rodon on the mound. The Sox bets have been clicking. So the Winter Wire team is on the Sox wave today to get the win versus the Minnesota Twins. Now I know that they looked terrible yesterday. Gave up a lot of runs. Didn't play good baseball. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Like I said, it was a dog day yesterday. The Sox are not the only team that looked bad. 100%. But today, with Carlos Rodon on the mound, I believe after the way they shelled him last week, like I believe he's got a chip on his shoulder, and I believe he's gonna come out throwing heat and fire and everything in between at the Twins this evening. So Winter Wire Lou, and Winter Wire Maddie collectively are giving you a free play of the Chicago White Sox money line, which at this time is minus 122 on Bet Rivers. I'm gonna keep rolling here on to pick number 2 from the Winter Wire free playlist on Book It. We got the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers, man. The Dodgers are defending champions in the NBA, in the MLB. As you know, the Lakers and the Dodgers both were able to win titles last year. So we're dealing with a bunch of LA defending. Unfortunately, the Lakers were unable to defend their title. The Dodgers are in the process of trying to defend theirs, and a lot of times when they're the favorite, they tend to let us down. But tonight, we're rocking with the Dodgers money line minus 136 versus the Marlins. So we hoping that the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers show up and not the not defending champion looking like crap Los Angeles Frauders don't show up. Let's go, Dodgers. Give us a W tonight on that money line. What you think of the Sox game tonight, bro? You disappeared on me for a second there. Think the Sox?
You said Sox, right, my boys?
The Sox game.
Don't stop now, boys. Having not looked at the schedule, I think we're playing the Twins today again, right?
That is correct.
And I believe we just beat them in a series last week. I don't
beat
think
the
I'm
brakes
wrong.
off of them, swept the series, but we just lost last
Yeah.
week. I feel like after sweeping the series, we were due for a loss, bro. Like we literally beat them 3 times in a row.
I'm quite all right with where we are with the Twins because the Twins have been given the Twins. I kind of call the Twins the AL Central athletics because
That's a
the Athletics always
that's a
gave us the
funny
flux,
comparison.
and the Twins is like, come on, man, and they keep getting these guys that over the years, Torrey Hunter, uh,
Italy
Torrey
for the
Hunter,
win.
that was enough. Torrey Hunter pissed me off for him to be a great baseball player, but even better just like figure as a
I
black
love Torrey
baseball
Hunter,
player,
and I hated that he played for the Twins.
and I had
I
to hate
hated that
him.
he played for the Twins.
I had
I
to
hated
hate
that he
Torrey
played
Hunter.
for the Twins, bro. I hate it. I
Yeah,
hated it. I
it's
hate that the
the
Tigers
same
still
way like
have
I had.
Miguel Cabrera. I hate it. Miggs is
Oh
still
man,
playing in Detroit, bro. Why did we let him go? I miss him so much. But yeah, no, I think, like I said, I the other side of the White Sox Twins game tonight is I believe it'll go over because 8 of the last 10 matches between the Sox and the Twins have gone over with an average of 12.6 runs per game. So
jeez.
over. If you don't feel like the Sox are going to win tonight, play the over because 16 of the last 20 actually between these two teams combined has actually gone over, and 8 of the last 10 in their actual matches between these two teams specifically have gone over. So White Sox money line is the free play. I'm telling you as a Sox fan that the bats are hot right now, so play the over because the Sox are going to give you at least 5-6 runs themselves, and the over is set at 10.5, I believe. So if anything, you get 6-5, maybe 7-5, 7-6, but I feel like it's going to be a scoring affair tonight, so the over is in play. Now,
It's hot outside.
as I see here, as we end the Italy game. Italy advances on PKs, of course. We were on Italy to advance from last week. Winter Wire Maddie told you Italy to advance. If you played, you could have played it last week and hit it. It's been at the same price, right around minus 140 for the last week or so. But Italy has advanced on PKs. So yeah, I like that. AP, I see you over here. I like that Sox team total over as well, bro. I would really like to see Rodon get back to being lights out because he was irritating me last game with how he was pitching. I was not appreciating that. I'm like, bro, you're serving up meatballs. You're pitching to Josh Donaldson. Throw the ball at his head, bro. Every time Josh Donaldson steps to the plate, throw the ball at his fucking head. I don't care. I don't like Josh Donaldson. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. Like, bro, that little spat he had last week with Lucas Giolito like just made me completely I was like, bro, what? I'm like, dude, what? Are you serious, bro? Get the.
I'm like, did he just try to bitch Luca in the quote that came out afterward pissed me off so much.
That's what I said. I'm like, bro, and then Goofy was that Dylan Cease comes out the next day and pitches to him and he hits another jack. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to throw the ball at his head. You're supposed to bean this boy. Don't let me get on the mound and let me hear that you talk shit about my boy like that. I'm finna bean you.
Exactly.
I don't care if I get ejected. I'm finna beat, bro. You finna get 100 miles per hour at your head, neck, chest. If you talk to my boy like that again, I won't have it. I won't stand for it. It's crazy.
And I'm like, who was nearby that let this shit happen? You know what I'm saying? Without them being.
I'm like, TA, somebody, Abreu, somebody who in the infield, Lurie Garcia, somebody do something. Grab a handful of dirt and throw it at this man. You better trip him next time he run past first base.
Where was Adam Eaton?
He hurt. Adam Eaton and Adam Engel both hurt. I think one of them coming back right now. They both got hamstring injuries. We got a bunch of hamstring injuries right now.
Nah, but stay in that damn locker room though.
The Josh Donaldson is a douche, and I really hope that the Sox win this game tonight. Just because Josh Donaldson was such a douche last week, man. Like they were waiting. The Twins wanted that win so bad yesterday. They were lucky to get it. They were lucky, man. I hate when the Sox play terrible. So here on the soccer tip. We got one more match late this evening. Argentina is playing Colombia and the Copa America, I believe, semifinals. And you know, Argentina is one of the best teams in South America. They have the great Leo Messi.
Period.
You know, and when you got Leo Messi, it's kind of hard to. I feel like it's hard to lose when you got like a great when you got Ronaldo or you got like Leo Messi. That's like LeBron and the LeBron KD argument. That's like the Mike and Kobe argument. Like these two dudes are the two best in their respective countries. They the two best in the world, respectively, for the most part. So when the best in the world are on the field, you got to make sure that you ride them. And we got Argentina at a great price at -113. I would ride that. I'd ride it to the moon and back. -113 for Argentina on the money line. Argentina's gonna get this win versus Colombia. Exactly. You saw if you watched Argentina's last game, I think Messi had 2 goals in the first half, and he just was strutting his stuff, bro. He was really just strutting his stuff, man. It was I like watching Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo when they're in the zone because they'll do some crazy stuff and they'll hit some shots and it's just unbelievable, and it's just proof like this is why I'm the best right here. Like watch this shot, watch this move. Watch me cross this dude, drop him, and put this bad boy in the back of the net. And it's just very LeBron, very Kobe, very MJ-esque. And I appreciate it. So Leo Messi is on the pitch tonight. Argentina for the win, -113. Are there any questions out there from the people this evening? Any props? You got any interest in anything you guys want to know about before we get out of here? Any lines that you want any information on, let a brother know. Last call. Let's see. Here, I'll give you one more Discord free play. What we got? We had New York Yankees and Seattle Mariners over 4.5 first 5 as we head out the door. Do I think DeGrom goes double-digit Ks, Mr. Bonner? I see you over there. Hey, guess what? DeGrom over 10.5 strikeouts. Winter Wire free playlist on Book It. Boom. That's a yes. There you go, Mr. Bonner. He said over 10.5. I believe it was set at over 8.5. I saw it at over 8.5 or over 9.5, one of the two. But we got over 10.5 for even money here for DeGrom on strikeouts. Sounds like it's DeGrom day, baby. When it's DeGrom day, you ride DeGrom to the moon and back. So DeGrom is gonna get it done for you, Mr. Bonner. I think I'm all out of bits and tips here. So as always, when I close out, first of all, like I said, I'd like to thank my boy Bryson for stopping through. Shouts out to my boy Josh handling the BI up in the NY. He said he going to dinner with the lady tonight. Enjoy your dinner, Winter Wire, Josh. We're gonna get some wins. So we're gonna get some wins here, and so you can tip the waiter nicely as you walk out the door this evening.
And can you give that game 1 record again? That home team game 1 record.
Once again, as I head out the door, remember to all my people betting Bucks plus 5.5, Bucks plus 6.5. Don't try to fade the Suns at home. The Suns are really good at home, and home teams in the NBA Finals openers are 15-1 in the last 16 years. Nice. The Suns have only lost 1 game at home in the playoffs, and home teams in the last 16 games are 15-1 in the NBA Finals. Take that information and do with it as you will. But as I told you, Suns -4, under 223. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow Winter Wire on Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you follow me, Winter Wire Lou. Make sure you follow Winter Wire Maddie. Make sure you follow Winter Wire. As always, tail the wire. And to the games we go. We out of here, boy.